we have these topics today, and all these topics are of K2, and already I told what is the meaning of K2. The questions based on these topics are understanding level, so you have to read nicely, you have to read the answers nicely. Might possible that question can have 2 answers or 3 answers, that you have to see in the question and respond accordingly. So these 4 topics are there in this is the second topic, and 4 subtopics are over there. Contributions to success. What is the testing contribution behind success? Success of what? Success of development life cycle. Means what is the purpose of this question? Like earlier, when testing team was not segregated from development team, testing is an action of SDLC, software development life cycle. So this SDLC is not introduced once tester started working in the industry. This SDLC was introduced when testers was not there. So who will perform all the activities of this page? So all the activities of this page are done by developers themselves. They are only analyzed the requirement, created the design document, written the code, tested their code, and then the final software is going to release. Earlier, we don't have this software available for all the end users. Like our end users are technical person only. Means when software was introduced in 60s and 70s, at that time computer was a device for which, if you want to use computer, you have to take a proper training of computer, and till you are not getting the training, you cannot operate the computer. It's not that much user friendly the way we are using computer these days. So at that particular time, SDLC was also there at that time when software was developed, because this is not a newly developed thing. If I'll show you on Google when SDLC introduced, so it is somewhere in 60s. So in 60s we don't have a segregated team for, so when SDLC was introduced, at that particular time we didn't have a segregated team for all the activities. Like we don't have a separate person who can go and find the requirement and analyze the requirement, and then we don't have a designing team separately who will design that. We don't have a development team separately who can code, and testing team separately who can test. So only one team is there, and that team will perform all the tasks of SDLC. So what is the drawback of that? If you have created something, like if you have created any painting, or if you have whatever thing you have created, during creation you will put maximum effort of yours. And if I'll ask you yourself, try to find problem in your own creation, how many problems you will find? Tell me, Jaya. If you have developed anything or written anything, like if you have written a normal document, and I'll ask you, just tell me the problem in your own document, how many problem you can find yourself? Is my question is understandable? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Can you just repeat the question again, please?
Are you there in the session?
Yeah.
So okay, Athira, what was my question?
I think other people can understand easily.
No, my question was, if I'll ask you, I'm asking you to tell me the question which I asked. My question was, if you have created something and I'll ask you yourself find problem in your own creation, how many problems you will find? That's what my question is.
Yeah, it is because I know what I've created, and I will not be able to look for a lot of mistakes. I will only find very few.
Or you will not find anything because you have put all your effort, and then you find it. When you once tell that this product is final, I have created it nicely, and after that if I'll ask you to find problem, are you able to find the problem? I don't think so. I doubt, because while development you have already found all your mistakes, and now you are convinced that your creation is 100% defect free or 100% accurate, then you will move to the next phase, right? So this is the issue, like so many problems are not detected by the same team who has developed. And those problems are going to be find out when the user is going to use that. So it was really difficult to go back and again, because if I am using this notepad, are you able to see the code, whatever code written to develop this notepad?
Yeah, no? We could just, for the notepad.
Just seeing now, this is a notepad. Are you able to see that what code is written to develop this notepad? This notepad is also a software. Some piece of code is written to develop it. We are not able to see. So for the user, it is difficult to understand the coding issue, right? And when software is finally developed, and after development, if user is going to find some issue, Like if I'm clicking on edit button and I am not able to perform any action. I'm just giving you example that this notepad is finally designed and it is given to the user, and user wanted to do select all or go to, and they're not able to perform any one of these tasks. So at that time, rectifying the problem is very difficult because now code is closed and its build is created. So again, we have to go back to the code, we have to find the problem, we have to create a new build, and that build is given to the user. So this type of issue should not happen. So that's why during development only, we started thinking about contribution of an independent team who can perform testing to find all the problems, so that user should not get any problem at the time of using that software. Clear enough? So this is the main contribution behind testing team. But contribution where? This is the main question. When testing team task is started. So yesterday I talked about we have total 5 pages of development: requirement, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance. Okay. So where testing starts? So if I have what I have created in requirement phase, I have created SRS. If there is some issue in the SRS itself, and that means that incorrect SRS is given to the designing team, and designing team is picking that incorrect SRS and start writing design on that. So quality of design will also decrease because that is based on a wrong SRS, right? Yes or no? Makes sense?
Yes.
Athira, makes sense?
Yeah, yes.
So please don't hesitate at the time of asking question. If you feel that whatever I am telling is you have some queries and doubt, please put your queries and doubt. Don't hesitate at the time of asking the queries. Okay. So if we are giving a wrong document to the next page, so next page will be also buggy. So it's better that before giving that document to the next page, that document must be tested in the same page wherever it is created. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So testing contribution started from the beginning of the development cycle. Whatever is designed in, we have different types of team to perform testing. We have different type of skills which is required for testing. We have different types of testing which is going to perform. So it's not like that whatever testing I'll perform at designing level, same testing I'll perform at SRS level, or same testing I'll perform at coding level. So for every level of testing, for every level we have different types of testing. But yeah, testing should be started at the beginning in the requirement phase itself. Before finalizing the SRS requirement, the person who has created the SRS, an independent person should perform testing of that SRS. But yeah, that independent person should know what should be the content of SRS. If that person doesn't know, if I'll give you a document to test, SRS is a document simply. So if I'll give you a document to test, and you don't know what could be the content available in that document, so how can you say that content of that document is right or wrong? So if you want to check a document, first of all you should know what should be the content available there. When you have this idea, then only you are going to check that document according to your knowledge, that whatever content should available in that document, whether all the contents are available there or not. Make sense? So SRS is going to be tested by anyone who can able to design SRS, who knows what should be available in the SRS. But testing started from the requirement page only. So SRS is tested in the requirement page. Design document will be tested in the designing page. Once it is finalized, that finalized design will be given, and same for the designing page. The person who knows what to design, how to design, what could be the content of design, that person only perform testing of the design document. So someone who is able to create a design, but not who has created this design, can perform test, right? So someone from the designing phase, but not the person who is designed, will perform a testing of design. Someone who has written the code, not the same person, but someone from his or her team who knows what to write as a code, can perform testing at the code level. Like if 4 people are there for writing the code, so they can exchange their testing responsibility among themselves. If A is testing code of B, B is testing code of C, C is testing code of D, then D can test the code of A. So there is no rivalry. Like if you have found 5 problems in my code, I'll find 10 problems in yours. So this type of things will not help out to increase the quality. So there should be no rivalry. They will maturely test the code of each other, reviewing the code of each other, and try to find maximum problem at code level, because code is in front of them. So if they are able to find the problem at code level, fixing the problem will be easy. And once they are convinced there is no issue in the code, then testing build will be created and given to the testing team, and testing team will again perform testing based on the requirement, because software is designed based on the requirement, and they will perform an end-to-end testing, whatever written in the requirement, that this is the these many modules should be there, this is the type of functionality we can perform. So I'll talk, when I'll start SDLC, I'll give you the structure of this SRS and design document as well, what could be the content over there. I'll talk about which type of testing will perform in implementation. I'll show you everything. Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah. Are you asking?
Yeah. You know, when you said when you have the SRS document, so that's only the requirement document, isn't it? The system requirement. It will not have any coding, will it?
No. Code is written in the implementation page, but yeah, SRS is base for designing team. Okay. So whatever written in SRS.
When you said that they will test the SRS.
I'll tell you. SRS design document is based on SRS, right?
Yeah.
What is the what is coming in your mind when I'm telling the term testing? First, give me the answer.
When you said when I think about testing, I only think about testing the application, or testing the code, what is written.
You people are used to give exam, right? Used to give so many exams. All of us are used to give so many exams, right?
Yeah.
During exam, what examiner will do with our answer sheet? What activity he will perform?
You just check if you've written the correct answers to the question.
So can I give the check to synonyms as test? Synonyms for two check cannot be two tests. During checking what he is trying to find out. That answer is correct or wrong?
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. They will have a key, like mark scheme.
No, not mark scheme. If I have written a letter as an answer sheet, in the answer sheet, this is the literature exam, I have written a letter. So my examiner will read that letter and try to answer. It's not mandatory, always he will check with key. He may know the answer, and according to his knowledge, he will check my answer, right?
Yeah.
When you are doing testing on the software, you have knowledge of the software, that this software should perform these actions. And according to your knowledge, you are entering the input and checking that whether that output is coming or not. What is the difference in both these activities? Both of you are trying to find the problem. Examiner is finding problem in my letter written, or whether the tester who is testing the application finding the problem in the software. Both are doing testing. So testing doesn't mean, that's why I'm telling. Testing doesn't mean running a software.
Yeah, can I just check if I have understood it right?
Yeah, I'll just come back. So let me complete my statement. So testing doesn't mean running an app. Testing means the goal of testing is that's why we have first talk about the goal of testing in this slide. Before coming, is anywhere written here running the application is the goal of testing?
No.
So how you think that testing will only take place on code?
Because why I thought is because I've worked in IT before.
Evaluate work product. Work product is the main objective.
I never,
you can't do
I
that.
never use the word as testing over there. That's why. When you write a requirement document.
You cannot write actually. When at your time, maybe you can written. I told that when development cycle started, we didn't have a segregated team. So same team is doing the task. But now that is not the storyline. We have a separate team member. One team is just designed to gather the requirement. Some team member in that team is just analyze that whatever written in the requirement is correct or wrong. Then a third party testing of that requirement as well. That person will also review and check whether everything is written correct or wrong. Once it is finally tested, and all the stakeholders who is responsible for the requirement and analysis phase, when everyone is convinced whatever is written in the requirement is accurate, then only that requirement is finalized and given to the designing team. Clear my point?
Right. So there will be a testing team who checks.
No, I'm not talking about who will perform.
Okay.
Stop. Right. I'm not talking about tester's task. Sorry, my topic is not tester's task. My topic is contribution of action. Which action? Testing action, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just talking about testing action. I'm not talking about tester's task. Okay. And I told one thing, the person who knows what to create in that content can only perform testing of that content. If I don't know what should be there in the SRS, I can't test SRS. So the person who can create the SRS, the person who can check the quality of SRS, only that person can check the SRS.